Welcome to Kingdom Journal. I'm Bethany Howard. It's springtime here in the Kingdom, and with that, we have some windy weather. In tonight's edition, we're focusing on the arts, one artist and his unique lifestyle in particular. We're focusing on women's achievement in the Kingdom and around the state, and we're focusing on difficult changes. As you travel through some of these small Vermont towns, they seem virtually unchanged, but people's lives are constantly changing. Producer Dawn Howes knows all about that. She tells us the story of one local woman who faces drastic changes in her life.
Ring around the roses. Sing it.
Jessica Butts of Lyndonville is a single mother of two. She first became pregnant when she was 16 years old, and again at 18. She's been through a lot of difficult years, adjusting to her new lifestyle. Today, she lives with Richard Norway, where together they are learning to live as a family.
How much did I cook? Whole box? Yeah? Wow.
For Jessica and Richard, having a home of their own is a dream they share and are saving for.
While their stuff's cooking.
Rich and I are both working, so he started a savings account and he makes me give him money, and then he won't give it to me when I want to spend it, so that's really good.
I want to have a house. I want something that'll be ours. I've always wanted a house to where I can let my kids go outside and play.
Jessica is honest when talking about her life as a teen mom. She admits having children was a mistake.
I missed out on a lot. I wouldn't change it because I love the kids, but it just, in some ways it wasn't worth it because I missed out on so much. And I have these two kids that I'll have forever. I had to skip from 16 to 20, and there was no in between. I missed out on my whole teenage life. I couldn't get in somebody's car and say, let's just go for a ride somewhere. I was dumb. I was alone, and I didn't want to be, and he was there at the right time. Then when I got pregnant with Cheyenne, my mom, threw me back into reality. She's like, Jessica, you're 17 years old, you're going to have two kids, what are you going to do with your life? I said, I guess I'm going to have to grow up. She's like, yeah, I guess you are. And then after I had Cheyenne, I grew up a lot. Now I'm back to school, I graduated. Shiny, hey. Hey. Cheyenne.
The treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
My mom didn't raise me to just sit home and do nothing. She worked hard all her life to get what she has, and I don't want her to be, I want her to be proud of me because I'm trying.
Jessica agreed there are certain examples she and Richard would like to set for the children, including finishing school and not having children until they are ready.
I'm not going to tell her she can't do, she can't go out with guys and stuff, but, I hope she understands how hard it was for me, and I'll explain that to her. I'll explain everything that I went through, and I'll just, I'll show her that I missed out on a lot. If they're ready to have sex, they have to be ready to be a parent because it can happen to anybody.
Ready? Jessica Butt's ability to survive and overcome many obstacles is one she shares with many Vermont women. Women in the legislature have had to overcome many obstacles just to survive. Since women were given the right to vote, about 500 have been sent to serve in Montpelier. And this year marks the 75th anniversary of when it all started. Producers Amy Campbell, Natalie Dunn, and I traveled to Montpelier to meet some of these amazing women.
In 75 more years, I would hope that this would not be an issue.
I think I would like to see the day when it really didn't matter.
Really now, women are not enormously discriminated against, it seems to me.
That would be interesting, a 50-50 membership on the floor.
Women have participated in the Vermont legislature for 75 years, and a celebration in honor of those women was recently held at the State House.
Senator Nancy Chard had been participating in meetings at the national level of the Order of Women Legislators. So she brought to her colleagues in the State House and a number of former women legislators the fact that this was the 100th anniversary celebration of the election of women to state legislatures and Vermont's 75th year. So it was through her leadership that we got assembled.
A week before the celebration, Christy Carter from the State Archives Office began gathering photographs, newspaper articles, pamphlets, and some information for display in the lobby of the State House for the celebration.
Edna Beard was the first one elected in 1920. She served in the House in 1921, and then she was the first woman senator in 1923.
On Tuesday, November 2nd, 1920, through drizzle and occasional downpours, from 7:30 until nearly midnight, crowds lined Main Street, St. Johnsbury to hear the election results. It was the first time women were allowed to vote, and they wanted to make a difference. That day, Edna Beard was elected the first woman legislator in Vermont. Since then, there has always been at least one woman in the legislature. Gertrude Mallory was elected in 1953.
Actually, a couple of men were running from the town of Fairleigh, and there seemed to be some dissatisfaction with them as candidates, and so some people came to see me and asked me if I would do it. It was not a thought that I'd cherished particularly, but I thought about it and thought I'd like it very much and said yes.
It all started with Edna and has only progressed since then.
The path that was paved by the first members who were elected has widened to a point where the members who are present now make a significant impact, and I think that benefits everyone.
When former Representative Teresa Feely was elected in 1977, she joined other young legislative mothers, which seemed to change the atmosphere in the State House.
I think that was a very different aspect to the legislature than had happened previously, was to have that number of young children and young women in the legislature at that time.
These women were prepared to take on the responsibility of a political career as well as raise a family.
And they are willing to put that leadership role aside so they can meet the responsibilities that they have to their family and their community and what have you, and create that balance in their life. And I would hope that more men can create a better balance too.
And the male legislators were looking for a balance as well and posed an interesting question to Christy.
I guess a lot of male legislators wanted an exhibit on male legislators. And I suggested that maybe in 100 years there'll be such a rarity we will have an exhibit.
And it was conceived in 1947.
During the final reception in the historic Cedar Creek Room, Governor Dean, Senator Nancy Chard, and present legislators honored the women, who then shared some stories from their days in Montpelier.
I'm sure you all agree it's just been an absolutely wonderful experience and one that you keep coming back to. It's so wonderful to be here and see everybody today.
I would say that the presence of women has made a difference in the outcome, in the vote.
And certainly, I think women have made a major contribution to our quality of life in Vermont and the laws that we have to live by.
I think probably in another 25 years it will be nice to do it again.
Since Edna Beard, women have helped shape Vermont through the legislature. One Sheffield resident knows all about shaping his own lifestyle through his art. producers Chris Acton, Peter Koziell, and Cindy Breton introduce us to Donald Roddenhaven.
Wonderful. I used to park my pickup truck when I started working at the transfer station, the dump. I registered and insured the pickup truck, and I bring it home full every day that I work there. I mean, I can't resist, and I'm glad I got the first crack at it. The sheet metal comes from automobile and truck bodies, and I prefer the truck bodies and automobile skins because of the paint and undercoating and the accidental things that have happened to the vehicle. When you make an art object from these things, they show through and add a little character and a little interest to the piece. Also, it's fun when a car comes in here. I found everything from money to tools, and every once in a while you can have a little snack, or in these cars, and sounded good. It's been here 3 years. The technique that I use, that I believe I invented, is, I don't know, about 20, maybe 30 years old. I started out in California. I started playing around. I had plenty of that automobile sheet metal, and I started playing around with it a little bit, and found that if I made something that looked like a potato, I could put legs on it, a head on it, and a tail on it, and the body itself, the potato, became the armature, and I could make these things fast, reasonably quick, and sell them for much less money, and sell more of them, sort of, and make them more available to people generally. And so I started doing that, and that has become my technique for the things that I sell, my bread and butter pieces. In the dead of winter, it really doesn't pay to heat the shop, so I sort of take it easy and I don't do many. And then the dead of summer, when it's really hot, I kind of lay off and relax. I'll make maybe 6 bodies in one day, and then spend the next day detailing them with the eyes and the wings and the legs and things like that. So I like whimsical fantasy animals. Like I've done lots of gargoyles and dragons and kind of fun type lizards and odd-looking people, and I do that for relief sometimes. We dragged a small trailer up here to live in. It's a fairly typical experience. Lots of people have done it. You live in the trailer and you build a cabin. Swing this out over the fire and cook, and looks like it wintered all right. This is where Mary Lou, my wife, and myself, and 2 large dogs and a cat spent the winter of 1986. Every once in a while, when I find myself taking myself too seriously, or have a confrontation with somebody that takes themselves too seriously, I like to wander out to the graveyard and just kind of stroll around and stand there, and I get my perspective back. Here's the footstone right there. And here is the headstone, what's left of it. And the tree grew up in between. So it's kind of tells a little story in itself. I don't enjoy any restrictions. When I'm in the city, walk along like you do in a hospital, you know, you're afraid to go around the next corner because you don't want to see anything bad, you know, and that's, I prefer Vermont, I prefer the woods, and, you know, living in the country setting, I think, you know, it's much more comfortable.
As we change seasons from winter to spring, we thought we'd travel back to fall, visiting some sights and sounds from around the kingdom.
This is the 7th annual Burke Fall Foliage Festival in East Burke, and we have all different activities throughout the day. We have children's games, we have crafts, we have foods. Everybody seems to be having a great time. You can also bring out their families and get, you know, food at reasonable prices and look around at the antiques and just watch the parade and have a good time. So I think we're going to have a great day.
People really enjoy the rides. People do enjoy the festivals. They get a little taste of it. Go on an 8 or 10 minute ride, and that way they get to learn a little about horses and see what it's all about. The kids really love it. They're in awe of the horses and amazed by the size, and the adults are amazed by their intelligence and all that they can do, and they're nicer to deal with than most people. They're moody and have bad days and good days, but in general they're pretty easygoing.
Yes, yummy, 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 yummy. Uncle Fred's famous. We've given out 1,350 of these. Make everybody's day happy.
Looks like them.
They loved them. I think I saw one face two or three times maybe. It made a great hit. And Uncle Fred was wonderful to do this for us. Yum, yum, yum.
What we've done is we've marked out in the grass out there a grid of 100 squares.
That's what happens. Patsy goes to East Berwick Village.
And wherever the cow goes to the bathroom, whichever square is where it's...
Ready to go to the bathroom?
plop lands. The person who owns that square wins $200 cash.
56, Patsy, come on. Osmosis.
Come on, Pat.
56. 14. 56.
Come on, Pat.
Don't poop there, don't.
No. Yeah.
Get, Patsy, move. Better be going awfully soon. It's time to go home. I don't know. Patsy is way too comfortable here. Well, Patsy, you tried. Say bye. We're going home.
Enjoyed it very much. It was a beautiful day. Happy I was able to be here.
Tonight, we visit a small art gallery in the town of St. Johnsbury, in the middle of the Northeast Kingdom. Producers Elliot Gilman and Jeremy Little give us a quick peek at the oldest unaltered art gallery in the United States.
This gallery was the product of a man's vision back in the 1870s. Horace Fairbanks, who had already built the library in 1871, had obviously a plan to continue with this gallery, which is a separate building. It opened in November of 1873. It was designed because Fairbanks was proud of his town. In 1873, this was a flourishing town. Today, of course, we're very lucky to have it, along with the museum. They make a kind of cultural richness to growing up in this town. The Domes was painted in 1867 by Bierstadt in his Hudson River studio on commission for LeGrand Lockwood, a financier who lived in Norwalk, Connecticut. Soon thereafter, got into some financial difficulty on Wall Street, and then in 1871, he died. And Fairbanks, through a New York financier with Vermont connections, purchased the painting. Today, the mansion down in Norwalk still feels that we have taken their best painting, but of course it's been ours and has not moved in the 122 years since it came here. Few people in town who are surprised to see it. They come in here at the age of 30 or 40 and didn't realize it was here. But mostly the school children in town know it quite well, and you'll find them bringing their friends in here. The people from out of town are just very, very surprised. It's within the human comprehension to walk around the room in half an hour and get a feeling for the era. The gallery belongs to the people of St. Johnsbury. It's free and public. It's our struggle to keep it that way, but it's an unusual gallery in the country in that respect.
Not all the changes in the Northeast Kingdom are as obvious as a change from winter to spring. But the changes that take place within the beautiful Green Mountain State seem to affect everyone, from artists to women legislators to local moms. Thank you for joining us for Kingdom Journal. Good night.